Hi everyone, hi Mom. Okay, this was a request to show how I did my butterfly. Let me find it here. This one. So this butterfly, how I got that kind of look to it. So I thought I'd do a quick tutorial just to show you real fast how it's easy to get, go from this to something really spectacular. I mean, this is pretty, but I like to go a little bit further. So first thing I'm going to do is just add some distress ink just to the raised edges. So you just do a gentle hand to rub the top, just so it catches some of the ridges. Now you all know that distress ink, when it gets wet, it will run, but we're not getting it wet. We are using embossing powder. So just a quick little rub to darken it up, and then you get that really nice contrast in the center. Okay, so set that aside. Then you take your Versamark, or you can use your distress, this one here, distress embossing. I don't know why it's called ink, because it is an ink. Well, I guess they're calling it embossing ink for distress powders. The only thing my pad is getting a little bit low, and I want it heavier so that it adheres the frontage better, okay? So we're just going to, I always take a scrap piece of paper and I ink this part up on my craft mat because I can wipe that away. And I'm just going to push down is all I'm going to do. And this is a pretty new pad, so it's pretty juicy. Okay. And then I'm going to put it on a piece of paper. Now, I'll take this out just in case I need it. The first thing I want to do is I want to put this one's called Angel Wings Peacock. It's a Lindy's embossing powder. And it's kind of sheer, but it has a turquoise blue background to it. It's very pretty. So I'm just going to sprinkle that right over the top. Okay. And then I usually take a pair of my tweezers. And remember, I've told you guys before that when you're embossing, you want the rubber handle ones because you don't want to burn your hand with the metal heating up. I'm just going to get rid of this. Wow, I'm doing this tutorial on 1 cup of coffee, so let's hope it works. Okay, then you need a heat tool. Now the Tim Holtz one, it works but takes forever. It's really not meant for embossing. It's meant for drying. So you want, like this one's called a heat embossing tool. Okay, that's the kind of thing you'd like. You don't want to get too close to it. You're going to start up kind of high. Now I can do this right on my table because this craft mat will take heat up to 500 degrees, so I don't have to worry about it. So this part of it, I'm just going to do here. You start in one spot, and then as you see it change, then you move your tool. Okay, now that's all I'm going to do right now. When you take your tool off, the spot that you had marked, you can just go ahead and quickly hit it with the heat gun. Okay, so I've got that so far. Then I'm going to put it back on the paper. And this is where this comes in handy. Get your little frontage open. I'm wondering if I should start with that. No, I'm going to start with frontage. I'm not sure if I'm using this, but this is that sugar sparkle. We're going to see what happens. I can't do anything, the same twice, right? That's just me. So what I want to do is hold it down. So this will just sort of hold it from moving. And then I'm going to, I'm really right-handed, so I want to stick my tool in my left hand. And I'm going to heat in sections. So we'll start here. And then sprinkle. Depending on how much you want, okay? I'm going to dump a little bit of that off. I don't want that much. And I'm going to put it back in here. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. And we're going to put it back on the paper. And then I'm going to hold the paper up and I'm going to heat from the bottom. I don't know if I can get all this on camera, but... And yes, you're going to scorch your paper, but it won't light on fire. I've tried it. Hang on one sec. I'm going to move it so I can get it. I'm going to put it to the edge here. That way I can hold this and get it closer to you guys. Hopefully. It's just my heat gun is so tall. And you're just moving it slightly back and forth so it doesn't, you know, burn your paper too badly. You probably see some smoke, but don't worry. I'm okay. There you go. Now you see it changed. Okay. So, there's the change. You can see it sort of melt. If you're, you know, if this is big enough and you're not afraid to burn yourself, you can go from the bottom, just like that. But it will move more as the air is going to slip through other spots. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so I'm going to go and do that again. Use up some of this. Put it back on here. You can go ahead and add a little bit of versamark again if you like. Just over the top, just so it sticks a little bit better. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add some more of this. Like I said, I don't want too much. Okay. And this time I'm going to lift it up and see if I can hold it. And it might be a little easier for you to see it change. Once it starts to sort of melt a little bit, then you can go from the top. Okay, so now it's melted a little. I can go from the top, but I'm going to start really high because I don't want anything to blow off. And then once you see things changing, you can get closer. And then it should move pretty quick. There you go. And yes, I know I haven't done the last wing. So I hope you can see the change. Okay. I think it turned out really pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that last wing. And this stuff bounces everywhere, so sometimes a little hard to do. All right. I'm going to do this off camera real quick. Okay, then you decide, are you happy with it, you know, or do you want to add more? That's up to you. And then I'm going to try adding some sugar. So what I'm going to do is make a complete and utter mess. Let's get rid of that. Okay, here we go. So I have mine in an old dollar store shaker. She's got little holes at the top. We'll see what happens. I'm going to heat it up and I'm just going to sprinkle it on. Okay. Not sure how well it's going to stick, but we'll find out. Make sure you keep your heat tool moving. You don't want to burn your image. Okay, and let that cool. The other thing about using the Frontage, it's hotter, so it takes longer to cool, so don't put your finger on it. You'll either burn yourself or you'll leave a fingerprint. Trust me, I speak from experience. Okay, so underneath it's still warm. I just want to see if this is going to work. But you can see that using the Lindy's, it is sheer. There is color. You can see the blue, but it almost plasticizes your paper. Oftentimes I'll do both sides just to give it sort of that plastic look to small butterflies and stuff, and it turns out really great. And that's just with the Lindy's. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's get rid of the ones that landed in the hole and see if it left sparkle. Ooh, it did. So it left some sparkle on the way. I don't think that's going to show for you guys, but it did leave sparkle. The light's not great, I guess. Let's see if I can cover that light a little. Well, it's there. I can't tell in that little tiny screen up there whether it's showing for you. But that's how I do the butterflies. You know, it's a pretty simple process. It's steps, of course. And you can do it on like anything, like any paper, any die cut, whatever. And you get a really awesome look. So thanks for watching. And I won't talk to you again this weekend. I have a craft garage sale that I'm going to, and so I'm preparing for that. I have a load of stuff to get rid of, and yeah, it doesn't look like I've done anything at all. I have, but yeah, that's what happens when your craft room is too big. You get too much stuff. I really am looking forward to changing my room upstairs, but we have a bit of renovating to do to the house before that happens. So thanks so much for watching, you guys, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.